Hello and welcome to today's Daily Dazzle. And today we're unpacking my dream mastery system. And we're going to be talking about the first word in dream, which starts with D, and it's discover. And it's all about the power of knowing who you are. So welcome to Women on a Mission Movement, the Possibility Podcast. And I'm so excited and thrilled to have you here with us tonight. So great. I'm getting used to this whole YouTube live thing, right? And I'm congratulating myself because I think this is day 4 in a row this week. So great to be here. And I share this over in my group for Women on a Mission Movement. And you are welcome to come and join us over there in the group where you get all the juice and the community, right? Where you can share who you are. And I'm excited because I'm wanting to do spotlight feature interviews where we get to share each other's lives. So if that is of interest to you, then please reach out and contact me. But let's get into tonight's training with the power of knowing who you are. You know, there was a time in my life where I never had the answer for this question. And I wonder if you have ever looked in the mirror and realized you've been living as a version of yourself that isn't truly you. You've been trying to fit into somebody else's box. You've been trying to fit in a box of conditioning and programming that you have been taught you should fit into. So here's the question. What would happen if you finally stepped into your authentic power and discovered who you truly are? Because I remember a time when I thought success was about proving myself to others, where I thought collecting achievements, collecting titles, and collecting approval was what was making me who I was. I thought that that's what success was. Yet deep down, I was disconnected. I was disconnected from who I really was. And it wasn't until I discovered my core values and my true passion that I felt unstoppable, that this change came into me, where I discovered confidence in a whole new way, right? Because I discovered my core values. I started to discover who I was. And I stopped chasing my identity. So rather than chasing my identity, I started living it, right? And the whole identity subject is a subject that I've been teaching in our Rise Circle mentorship membership. So if that's of interest to you, it's $97 a month, the Rise Circle mentorship membership, and you're welcome to reach out to me and ask about that if that's something of interest to you, because it's a beautiful community, a sisterhood of women where we mentor and chat and connect on a whole greater level in person and online. So the problem is that I've discovered through having hundreds, if not thousands, of conversations with people, and specifically women. I have a career that expands, 30 odd years of coaching and training and mentoring women. And the problem is, just like me in the past, so many women have built their lives on these false foundations. These foundations of pleasing others, living in the fear of failure, or just surviving their past and hoping one day that they're going to feel different. And this leaves you feeling unfulfilled. It leaves you scattered, and it leaves you powerless when you're trying to fulfill all of these things outside of yourself, right? There's that disconnect. So one of the things that I've discovered is, as I mentioned, the power of your core values. So your values, your core values, they are your decision blueprint. So when you discover your decision blueprint, your core values, and you identify what it is that's important within you, what matters to you most in life, what is the most significant things that are important to you for your life. Once you identify those core values, they become your decision blueprint. They become the benchmark for making choices and decisions in your life. And I have a process that I take my clients through. Yet, one of the things that you can do right here, right now, if you like, is identify 3 values that guide every choice that you make. So, what if you were to be have freedom as a core value? Like, we unpack this and we identify, what does freedom look like for you? What does it feel like for you? What does it sound like for you? Right? And if freedom is your core value, then how does it change the way that you approach your business? How does it change the way you approach your work, your career? And what about your relationships? What does freedom look like in your relationships? And how do you approach your relationships from this value of freedom? And what about your goals, your mission, your vision in life? How does freedom show up for you when it comes to your goals and your vision and your mission, right? So, the power of your core values and your values becoming your vision blueprint sets you up for success. It sets you up for alignment within yourself and alignment to those things that are external to you, right? The other thing that we can use, so step 1 is the power of core values in discovering who you are and the power of knowing who you are. And it's also the power of your past. So your past actually holds clues, right? Rather than chains, it holds clues. So when you allow yourself to heal and transform from anything that's you've experienced in your past, and when you look at your past and there's things that you're celebrating and you look at the things that you love to do most, you allow it to give you clues for what's now, for what's next, and in your future. And as you look at your past, you have the power to reframe your past as your teacher, right? So it's teaching you lessons in life. These are all experiences. And what happens in your body physiologically is there are memories and there are experiences that have been that you've had, and the memories of those things is stored in your body and it's stored in your unconscious mind. So whether if it's a painful experience, for example, those painful experiences will often reveal your deepest passions, right? And oftentimes, I can even talk to my clients and I suggest that they look back and they remember the things that they loved to do as a child, right? And I know all of us have had different varying backgrounds and different experiences in our past, and perhaps looking back to your childhood could be one of those painful experiences. And yet that very thing, that painful experience perhaps, is what's going to reveal your deepest passion. Because if you have a perception of having missed out on things in the past or as a child, you're going to have that passion to recreate them in your life now, right? So step 1, the power of core values. Step 2, the power of your past, all connect to the power of knowing who you are, right? And rather than cutting yourself off from the past or from your values, that decision blueprint, we connect to it. And the third step is the power of your passion. So passion fuels meaningful results. You know how it is when you're excited about something and you feel all passionate and you're excited to feel the thing and experience the thing, right? You're going to create results from that position. Yeah. And we look at asking ourselves, what is it that lights me up even when no one's watching? What is it that lights you up even when no one's watching? Because this is where the personal power system begins, which is a part of the dream mastery system, right? Identifying your personal power system, what makes you tick, right? So this is going deeper into the power of knowing who you are, this discovery process. And it's exciting. It is thrilling when I get to work with clients and see them become lit up, right? Because when women work specifically with me inside my programs, the Dream Mastery System is that foundational process that I take you through. And you stop searching for identity, and instead you will finally embody it. Rather than second guessing yourself and asking yourself questions, who am I, what do I want, and people pleasing and all of those things, you will embody your identity. And this is how so many women find their clarity fast, right? We're removing the confusion. We're supporting you to answer that powerful question, who am I? So I'm asking you today, what is one word that you'd choose to define your true self? What's one word that you choose to use to define your true self? Just put your hand on your heart and ask yourself, what is one word that I would use to choose to define my true self, right? Take a breath in, closing your eyes, and just hearing that first word pop in, right? And what I'd love you to do is drop it below. Tell me what that one word is that you choose to define your true self. I'd love to see what it is. So I've created tools inside my program that will help you map out your core values blueprint. It's a process that I take you through, and it activates your passion. So if this resonates with you, let's talk about how it can change your life. Because the truth is, you're not broken. You are powerful. You've all just simply been waiting to discover her. You've simply been waiting to discover her, the real you. And I love what I'm just looking for it. Marianne Williamson says in her poem that our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. That's just the starting lines of her poem. And I just love that. And sometimes that's where it's at, right? Our deepest fear is often never about our inadequacies, yet it's about that fact that we are powerful beyond measure. And I know if more women like you, like me, show up, stand up and speak up and decide to discover the power of knowing who you are, the change that will happen in your life, in the life of your relationships, your family, those closest to you, and generationally, right? You will see a difference, and it won't only just be in you, whilst that is where it starts. It all starts within. The changes that get created within you are going to impact your world on every level, and the generations before you and the generations to come. That is how powerful it is for you to discover and to know who you are, know the beauty of you, and allowing your core values to be your blueprint for your life. So thank you so much for joining me here tonight on the Daily Dazzle for the Dream Mastery System. And it's been great to share this nugget with you. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.